Hello everybody, it's Glenda again, and tonight we're doing a watercolor wreath. We're still on our watercolor challenge toward Christmas. There'll be a time though when I'm going to take off on some sketching, I think, for the nativity scene. That's coming up, but not yet. Please do subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to, you can click that join button. There's two levels. There's the $1.99 a month, and that's the Super Friend, and the $3.99 a month, which is the Super Duper Friend. Doesn't really make you any better than the others. It's just a good name. So it's an encouragement, and it'll help me pay for supplies. So that's all over and done with. And let's get busy and do some wreaths, and I'll let you know what you need here. Okay, there. You can see, here's the top of the page, but you can see I have this sitting here. All I'm going to use that for is to make a light circle that we can use for the, there it is. I move things around and I can't find them. You can use whatever you like. I just happen to have this handy. Okay. Yeah, we'll need green. I got a little green spot there. I'm not going to worry about that because we're going to be using a color similar to that anyway. So we're going to start out, we're going to need light green. And we're going to need, let's see, brown. We're going to need light green. Then we're going to need a darker green. And then we'll start putting in berries. So we'll have red berries. And I'm probably going to put in, might put some yellow in, I don't know. But I do want to use some white for lights, to light it up. And I'll have to determine if I'm going to do that with the actual paint or the watercolor pencil. So let's get started. And we're going to use the lighter green. Get my, oh wait a minute, I need my brown first. I don't want brown. I don't want brown leaves or anything. What I want the brown for is to outline this like a lot of times. My mother used to make wreaths. In fact, I know a lot of people who did. I haven't had the pasture and stuff to run out to and get pieces for it, but she would get some sprigs of cedar or some little branches of cedar or something else, and she would twist them into a wreath around. I think she'd have like a excuse me, a wooden thing that looks similar to this. My dad may have made it for her. She might have picked it up in town. She loved doing crafting and sewing and cooking, and she was just an artist of all kinds of caliber, except she just didn't paint, except by painted by numbers. So, and those were in the house and they looked gorgeous for years. I didn't know she'd done those. Now, I got a tickle. Okay, I'm going to, this is going to probably end up looking more like a shadow, because we're going to put darker green on top of it. I know shadows generally aren't the same color, but it's actually another layer. We're going to do layers. I'm just going to, I want to do them toward the outside and toward the inside, because that's the way wreaths work. There's a tree farm here in town. Hopefully I'll be a little more I like it with the darker leaves that we'll be putting over it. But they make wreaths there. They hire a few people every year and they help with So I want to make a holly leaf. Well, I make them in threes. I don't know if that's how, but excuse me. All right, now I'm going to match it on the other side. I may have to get a different brush. It's not going to really look, it's just going to look like a bunch of leaves, to tell you the truth. But we do want a bunch of leaves. We want these to be a little smaller than those light green ones. So we want those light green ones to show around the edge. So I'm not going to do the holly stuff anymore. I'm just going to do some dark green leaves. The thing with painting and with watercolor is you don't have to stick to the mold. You don't have to stick to the common mold. And when it comes to a wreath, I don't think there is any particularly common mold, except that generally they're round. A spray is also nice. We got a spray from Joe's brother one year. Just beautiful. It was it was like joined in the middle, a bunch of like twigs, and then there were, oh geez, I wish I could remember everything that was in there, because we used it for years. We put it up over a door, and so it was too high for the kids to get at and tear apart, but it was just so pretty and festive. It had all the colors on it. It was spread out. As long as we're being pretty, I don't think we're being ugly. I'm sure we could do better, but this is where I'm at right now. Well, I don't know about better. We could do other. We could do other. And you can. You can do whatever you like. I had to look and make sure I turned that recording back on after my last little coughing session. I'm not sick, I just get a tickle. The oxygen makes my throat get a little bit dry sometimes. Sometimes I'll get a tickle. It does seem fuller on one side than the other, but obviously, yes, it does. I need to fill that out a little more. We don't want it uneven. Now, if I wanted to take a couple of hours and do this, I'd probably do, you know, a little differently. Now, let's try. I already did that. Maybe I'll go for this one. Whoa, that's a splotch. That's not a berry, that's a splotch. And I don't think splotches are in nature. They're just in my head. Because that was a big bunch. Most people would call a splotch a smudge, wouldn't they? But berries are too big, or they're running together. I'm getting too generous with them, maybe. Oh, it's okay. They're all right. I'm not going to blame the berries for my problems. I can't remember when that spray finally just kind of wore out. The needles and stuff on there had all pretty much fallen off. A lot of the other stuff was dried out and fallen off. I mean, it wasn't like it was live, and I think it did have a finish on it, but okay, I'm going to use my watercolor pencil now. You could do it with paint, with watercolor paint. I don't have a white one, darn it. I guess I will do it with, or you can use a gel if you have. I do have gel pens, but most of them have been used up, dried up. They've been there. I used a lot of them, but they've been kind of, they're old. I don't know if I could get anything out of them anymore. I just want to put, it may not turn out. It's going to make them look like little lights. I don't want them real big though, and that's one thing about color, watercolor, that I haven't mastered. I don't know. It just, and that is bleed. I haven't figured out how, I mean, yeah, too much water and it's going to run. Too little water, you're not going to get anything. So, I don't know if that's going to show up much at all, but I'm doing it for the fun of it. Okay, I'm going to quit with that, and I'm going to do a big, nice bow on top. And the bow has to be big. For me, you can do what you want, but my bow is going to have to be big. We're going to do like a great big honkin' big honkin' bow at the top. There we go. And there we have a wreath. What do you think of that? I love you. Smile and wave. Go share it. We're having some fairly nice weather right now. And I love you. I'll say goodnight now, because when I show you the... Alrighty. Something went wrong and things didn't take, but I'm going to show you the last 4 that I made. I've got a canary, and we've got a blue jay, or my version of a blue jay, we'll put it that way. And we've got a little sparrow, and we've got a nuthatch. And he a cutie. So that's pretty much it for tonight. I don't know if I'll be able to name all of them. Some are obvious, but some aren't. Anyway, good night.